Yo! Video games.
What's up, dude? Matt here, and today I'm going to be talking about a game from E3 this year that I think everyone's probably been interested to hear my opinion on. Now, if you know me, you know I'm a big-time Zelda fan. And if you're a big-time Zelda fan, you're probably aware of Hyrule Warriors coming out this September for the Nintendo Wii U. Hyrule Warriors is an oddball game because it's developed by Omega Force, who makes the Dynasty Warriors series and all the other spin-off Dynasty Warriors, or Warriors games as it were. But interestingly enough, it's actually made in conjunction with Team Ninja and Omega Force, so it's actually even more collaborative than most people are probably aware of. That being said though, this game is a Warriors game through and through. There is very, very little that distinguishes it as a Zelda title. Now you do get an extra item slot, like in the demo you get the bomb, so it kind of works in a sort of Four Swords Adventures way where it's like, yes, you get traditional Zelda items, but you usually only have one at a time, and the bombs are mostly used for attacking enemies or, you know, instigating a special attack on an enemy. Very little to no puzzle solving. Yes, you use them to blow up boulders in your way, but that's kind of it. At least that's what we can glean from the demo. Now, I gotta admit, I don't really play Dynasty Warriors. I know what they're about, and after playing through both Hyrule Warriors at E3 and Samurai Warriors 4 for the PlayStation 4, I think I got a sense of what those games are kind of about, and I gotta be honest with you, if you're a big Dynasty Warriors fans, you may want to just close this video right now. If you're still here, I'm gonna be honest and straight with you. I don't really understand the appeal of these games. I understand that maybe it's kind of like a sort of Zen thing where it's like relaxing to just kind of like blast through wave after wave of enemies. But for the most part, to me, they feel really shallow and really numbing. Just kind of like basic repetition of beating waves upon waves of enemies over and over again. Now, I understand maybe it's empowering for players because you can just demoralize an entire battlefield, and in a way you feel like a God of War, much more than the actual God of War series. But to be honest, for me, when there are games such as Bayonetta 2 out there, I kind of don't see the point in jumping into a Hyrule Warriors type game, especially for $60. Now, this game to me feels like a great rental, but maybe not a great purchase. However, maybe there's a lot more to them that I'm just not understanding. From what I could see and play as you play as Link or Zelda from the demo, and I know Midna and Impa are also coming as well in the final game, their attacks are pretty similar. Zelda's a little bit more fast and zigzagging, where Link's a little bit more, you know, standard stock sword, broadsword type. One thing I did like about the demo is that when you fight King Dodongo, you use the bombs when he breathes in to instigate a kill attack. Otherwise, you might have to spend a long time just mashing against his side until he's dead, but that's really, really slow. So I appreciate how there's a little bit of throwing Zelda mechanics into a Dynasty Warriors games. Maybe other Dynasty Warriors games are like that. I don't really know. You do have your special gauge that fills up, and when it does, you can unleash more powerful attacks, and then you can also upgrade your weapons. So let's say like you're doing really well and you're blowing up enemies and killing them, you might find bomb upgrades, and the bomb upgrades means you get like 10 seconds of unlimited super bombs. So you just throw out a bunch of these really big super bombs that blow up whole giant hordes of enemies. The basic gist of the game is you move around the field, as it were, and it's just like a series of tunnels and square rooms, and the square rooms are usually held by some sort of captain or high-ranking official, basically a big fat-ass moblin over the other little moblins. You gotta go into this area and kill all of them, or kill the leader, and then you can kind of let your other minions do the rest of killing off the smaller guys. All that said and done, though, the game just felt really shallow, really mundane. It's very fan-servicey. You get moblins from Skyward Sword, and then when you're playing as Midna, you're in a Twilight Palace, and you're fighting, you know, moblins or bokoblins from Twilight Princess, so it kind of mixes up the art styles. I know there's a Final Smash, or sorry, not a Final Smash, but a special attack involving the moon from Majora's Mask crashing down, so it's a very fan-servicey game. It's not canon, which is just as well. Only really thing I'm kind of looking forward to at this point is just seeing some of the classic Zelda characters in new outfits and attire. I think Zelda looks pretty cool. A little, you know, little super anime-ish, but whatever, that's fine. Impa looks different. She's got a big-ass giant meat cleaver sword, but she looks close to her Skyward Sword design. Midna looks unchanged. Link's got his little scarf or whatever, which is funny because normally you think, hey, that's a really big change for such an iconic character, whereas the Zelda 2015 trailer we got, Link had like a completely different outfit on. Either way, I think it's going to be, you know, nice fan service. I'm a little disappointed there's no voiceovers. I would have liked to at least seen a Zelda game that's non-canon, at least try it. But it seems like when it comes to anything with Zelda, you gotta be archaic. That includes no online co-op. Local co-op, sure, with gamepad and TV screen, but no online, which feels like a step backwards considering other Dynasty Warrior games have it now. I wouldn't say I'm like anticipated or super looking forward to it, but I would say that I am interested to see what the other characters are. There are about 9 slots that were open on the character select screen. I really want to see Ganondorf on there. I think a game like this, where you get to play as other Zelda characters finally, it would be a real missed opportunity to not have a playable Ganondorf. Even if it doesn't have anything to do with the game's in-game story, I mean, really, just let us play as Ganondorf. I really hope to see more Gerudos and stuff like that in the game, because, I mean, really, you can only beat up on Moblins and Stalfos and Stallchild so long before it's like, come on, I really would like to see what it's like to have, like, Hylians versus Gerudo. I think that would be a really cool scene to have, like, but then again, that might be a little too extreme for the rating they're going for. Either way, though, I think Dynasty Warrior fans are really going to like it. Maybe they're not going to love it because, again, it's missing that online co-op and it doesn't have quite the same presentation value with no voice acting. But I think, in general, Dynasty Warrior fans will really enjoy it. I think Zelda fans will be intrigued by it. It's kind of neat to see the fan servicey stuff, but ultimately, I think the level design is really plain and boring, and I understand that's to keep lots of enemies on the screen at once, so I understand that, but it still is boring to look at for me. But it'll be fun. It'll be worth the rental. It'll be worth a playthrough. But I don't foresee it being as like any sort of Game of the Year contender. And I really think, you know, Bayonetta 1 and 2 coming out literally within a month of it, that game just blows it out of the water as far as I'm concerned. So we'll see. I think it's going to be good for the Zelda fans, for the fan service, but other than that, it's just window dressing over a Dynasty Warriors game. There is no real big puzzle solving, dungeon exploring. This is a Dynasty Warriors game. This is not a Zelda game. So if you're a big Dynasty Warriors fan who stuck through this video, thank you. And if you're a big Zelda fan, then I think you'll be intrigued by some of the stuff they got coming from it. Hyrule Warriors launches September 26th for the Wii U, and hopefully there's more to it than what I saw and played. Later, dudes.